So I'm going to just talk about the 5-card general reading, the shadow highlight reading, and then I'll go through each of the weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. So to start off with, Empress is in the center of April. So this is your focus for the month. Empress in the upright position means abundance, prosperity, feeling satisfied, feeling full. Empress is the 3rd card of the major arcana, or she's card 3. She's actually the 4th card, including 0, the Fool, but she's card 3, which represents growth and fertility, things coming through. She's usually depicted as a pregnant queen or pregnant empress, and everything grows around her. So there's all this fertility. I see it as a real card of spring and summer. I actually liken her to the mother goddess of Demeter and Ceres for spring and summer, and then her daughter is Persephone for fall and winter. But she's when everything flourishes. This is a real card. I even associate this with Ostara, the namesake for Easter, which is what's coming up here in April. So this is when everything's fertile, everything grows, everything becomes abundant and rich and full, when everything is blooming. She's usually satisfied in every way. She's sexually satisfied, sensual, she's got enough money, she's got enough leisure time, she's just full is what Empress is about, and she's about nurturing, growing energy and giving birth to new things. So it's creativity as well. That's 3 energy. And she is a very feminine card. So she's got a lot of receptive energy. She's got a lot of receiving something, nurturing it and growing it, and then having the abundance left over. You see these shaves of wheat that is from the harvest. It's sort of like a great card of surplus and a card of when everything's blooming, everything's flourishing. So prosperity and abundance go along with that too. So a good card for spring and summer for you. However, one of the things is that she's in reverse. And what that means is that this energy is available to you. It's a central focus for April. But usually when cards are in reverse, there's some sort of block to accessing them. So there's either some doubt or some fear or some resistance. For some of you may not believe that you have the right to enjoy all the fruits of the Empress can bring. She's prosperous. She's abundant. She is kind of overflowing with creative ability, with things that she wants to share with the world. She's kind of got it all. She's just, I don't know how to describe it other than being abundant, being prosperous. But when there's a block to her, it means that things are not flowing. Things may become stagnant. There's some sort of fear, resistance, doubt to embracing her, to letting her in, to identifying with her. So whatever that is, Empress is a very strong, beautiful, wonderfully abundant card. And everything grows in her presence. Even this waterfall is like all this water is charging. Trees are blooming. Everything's growing. The flowers are blooming. Everything's full. So see if you can tap into, receiving those blessings that Empress wants to bless you with. See if you can relate to her energy. Some of you are going to have a challenge to that and say, oh, I'm not worth having everything I want. I don't believe I can have everything I want. There's doubt or fear or resistance to that. Let Empress in. She's showing up for you. She's central to your theme for April. You just might need to remove whatever blocks are there for you to access her. Then what's in the reverse position here in the shadow position is 4 of Cups. So again, 4 of Cups depicts that the universe was trying to give you something. Something's trying to come in. And Cups represent water energy, which is heart energy and emotional energy. So there's something that wants to fill your heart. There's something that wants to be new passion. This is like Ace of Cups, which is a new passion, new love, something that you're going to enjoy. I've got a little bit of chocolate. Speaking of enjoyment, I've got a little bit of chocolate here on my hand. I just had some chocolate before I started doing this. So Ace of Cups, it depicts the universe wanting to give you something new. However, with the Four of Cups card, this figure is so aloof and so like checked out and bored with what already exists, that they kind of get this feeling of like, oh, this is how it always has been, this is the routine, this is how it's always going to be, you know, same old, same old. So I'm just going to let weeds grow around me. I sometimes call this card a Rip Van Winkle card, because it's like when you kind of give up, you check out, you're aloof, you're bored, you're not interested, you kind of go into yourself, and all these weeds grow around you. So whenever I see this card, I always say, look up, look out of your ordinary experience, see what it is that the world is trying to hand to you, because it's a new love, it's a new passion, it's something that's going to make your heart full, make your heart sing. When this is in reverse and in shadow, it's really like you're buried beneath the surface, Cancer, and you're not getting access to this new thing that wants to come in, because you're so preoccupied on what already exists, that things will always be the same, that, you know, it is what it is, and there's nothing new under the sun. But really there is. You just have to look up and outside your normal experience to see it. So I usually recommend, when this card shows up, to talk to new people, go different places, go places that are out of the ordinary, look up and out of your normal existence, because that's not where the joy is to be found. The joy is to be found in this new realm. It's an Ace of Cups, and I'm seeing this Four of Cups in reverse in tandem with this Empress in reverse. It's like there is love, beauty, fertility, something that wants to come in that is not being allowed in, either out of just not seeing it, not being open to it, or not believing it, not trusting it, not identifying with it. Whatever that fear, doubt, or resistance is, both of these things are related to that. And there's something that wants to come in. In this figure, it's a baby that comes through, whether that be like a creative project or an actual person or something new that's being born. In this case, it's Ace of Cups, which is new beginning of the heart. So new passion, again, new creativity, new thing that fills your heart. It's like something's knocking on the door, but you're kind of trying not to hear it. You're too busy. It's like you've got headphones on and you're not seeing the world. It's kind of like you can't just love to hole up at home. And it's almost like you've got your headphones on and you're focused like in the dark, but there's this big blooming, teeming life outside. And there's something that's like wanting to come in that is, you know, will fill your heart, a new beginning that is full of passion, full of creativity, full of joy, full of, you know, something that's going to fill your heart. But until you look up and out, you're not even going to see this thing. So I'm going to say, with just those two cards, don't be self-preoccupied in April, or you may miss out on this thing. It will stay in the shadows. It won't be revealed to you. It won't be available to you. You're going to have to look up and out for it. And with Empress, be willing to be open. Be willing to identify with prosperity, abundance, with things blooming, with things, it's there for you. Satisfaction. This is a great card of satisfaction. It's like having it all. But you have to remove your fear, doubt, or resistance to that in order for that to happen. What is passing away is Chariot energy. So Chariot is a card of hard control. This is a card of force, but it's also a card of victory. It's a card of action and taking action, crossing the finish line. It's a card of judgment, so knowing whether to go left or right. Chariot makes his decisions based on intuition. That's what these crescent moons represent. He's tapping into his subconscious, which, by the way, is a very Cancerian theme. You'll see the Empress has that here as well, with her foot on this crescent moon that represents intuition. And you Cancers have a special connection with the moon as well. So it's a connection with the subconscious. And he makes decisions based on his gut instincts, on not necessarily a conscious knowing, but trusting his feelings, trusting his emotions. He knows when to apply more of the left brain, analytical, logical, and when to go with the wild, more creative subconscious side. So I look at this as a balance between left brain and right brain, and therefore Chariot is able to negotiate any changing path because he makes decisions based on his gut instincts, based on his feelings. This in the passing away position is telling me that it may be a time of action, maybe passing away, a time of trying to achieve something or having hard control over something, because that's what this card is about. It's about the mind and having tight control, victory, success, but it can be a card of force. So I get the sense that you won't have to force things so much, that the time for force and for action is passing away, that's dissolving away. It's actually a time of just sort of sitting back and receiving. Remember that she's a very receptive card, but some of you are not going to be comfortable there. Some of you are not going to be comfortable receiving the gifts that Empress has to bring. You're not going to be comfortable being showered with gifts. It's kind of like what Empress is about. You may be used to directing the traffic and taking action and making decisions and trying to cross the finish line through force. Empress is not like that. She's like sitting by the swimming pool, painting her nails, or like sipping a daiquiri, or, she's just very like enjoying the riches that life has to offer. So I'm going to encourage you to embrace that, Cancer, for April. It's showing up for you, but I'm seeing some resistance there to that. Ask yourself what that's about. What's approaching for you is Page of Cups in reverse. So this is usually a water sign. So it could be you, Cancer, or Pisces or Scorpio. And Page is the younger side of ourselves. So Page is someone who's open and willing, and because it's Page of Cups, it's someone who's open and willing in terms of the heart. Sometimes I call this card infatuation. If you look back to when you were a teenager or when you were an adolescent, and you look back to what made your heart leap then, it's going to be different things for different people. For some people, it's music. For some people, it's sports. For some people, it's, the millions of different things that we all get intrigued by. But whatever brought you joy, whatever lit you up, made your heart leap, that's what Page of Cups is about. Where were your infatuations? What turned you on? What made your emotional self jump? Because it's in the reverse position, you might be having a hard time accessing that. Like, what does it feel like to be joyful and totally enthralled with something like I was when I was a teenager or when I was an adolescent? I get the sense good things are coming. Again, here's that cup, right? That is in this. This is the Ace of Cups. This is the Page of Cups. It's the thing that fills your heart and makes you feel young again. But in the reverse position, it's saying, I don't see it. I don't have access to it. I don't, it's there, but for some reason there's a block. So this is coming to you. This is the approaching influence card, Cancer. But I'm even seeing this as maybe your teenage self. And whatever blocks are there, like if you were a moody teenager, Cancers can tend to be a little bit moody or depressive on the low side, then that is sort of like your teenage self acting out, maybe preventing you from being this mature, abundant, prosperous Empress. So with these two things here, what's currently the theme for you in April and what's approaching for you, there's some great love here. There's some great infatuation. There's some great satisfaction. What brings you joy is what Page asks. What makes you excited and infatuated and makes your heart just feel like leaping? That's what this fish is about. And what fills you up? What makes you feel satisfied? Where's your sensuality? Where is your fullness? Where is sort of like the meat or the substance of life for you? Because that's showing up. That's coming full force for you for April, but you have to let it in. You have to remove whatever blocks are there. That's the theme of these two in reverse, as well as this one. And this one, the message of this, again, is just you're going to have to pick up your head to see it. You can't be navel gazing, because you're going to miss out on that if you do. And let go. Don't try to control it. That's passing away. The time for action, the time for trying to control things with force is dissolving. Just enjoy. Sit back and enjoy is what Empress says. That's what she does. And things come to her. Everything blooms around her. Try to embrace that Empress energy. It's central to April for you. And what's highlighted is Queen of Coins. So, and she's in reverse. Queen of Coins is normally an earth sign. So that's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And she's usually in the upright position. She's very down to earth. She's very trustworthy. She's very grounded. She has authority in terms of the physical world. So she knows how to manage money. She's usually like cooking a big meal for her loved ones, and she's good with animals and children. She's just very down to earth, very practical, very able to manage like domestic life. In the reverse position, her being highlighted, this tells me you either may be having some big problems with an earth sign woman in April, again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you're not able to connect to managing domestic affairs. Like you may not be managing, what's being highlighted is that you may have a hard time managing money in April, or a hard time having authority over house and home, because that's what she usually has authority over. She's sort of like the domestic authority. And you may have a hard time being grounded and sober and making good decisions in terms of the physical world. So assets, property, money, the body, health, all of those physical, tangible coins, earth energy. Normally she's incredibly adept at that and incredibly has great authority in that. But with her featured as the highlight in reverse, you're having a hard time accessing that. Or there is literally someone, I'm kind of getting this too, Cancer. There's someone maybe who's older that is challenging you, your younger self. There's someone who is, I'm seeing this as you, Cancer, because water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but this is your reading, so I'm seeing it as you, and this is the younger version of you. There's someone who is an earth sign, potentially Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, who is challenging you, or maybe bringing out possibilities of things that you're infatuated with that are difficult for you to accept. With these two in reverse, there's some sort of conflict. So either earth sign person or part of yourself, you may be tangling between trying to be the mature, responsible adult and being the young teenager whose heart is leaping. So, you know what? Empress is a nice combination of both of those. She is satisfied. She has everything. So don't worry about being either of these characters. Be her. She's got it all. So a couple different interpretations there for April for you, Cancer. For the first week of April, you may fall into victim mentality. This is Eight of Swords, and in reverse. The thing about Eight of Swords is that she feels powerless because of what she believes. All these swords represent ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and all these swords are around her, and those are her own beliefs that are restricting her, making her feel stripped of her own powerlessness. You can see there's no one else there. She is a prisoner only because she believes that she is. She could actually cut these binds on any of these swords, take her blindfold off and walk away. She's actually not fully enclosed by these swords. It's just her beliefs that are keeping her stuck, keeping her bound. So when this is in reverse too, you may not even be seeing in what ways your beliefs are keeping you restricted or making you feel victim mentality or powerlessness. You may just feel like I'm stuck in powerlessness and there's nothing I can do about it. If you can even just see this card and see the opportunity that maybe if you decide to step away from some of those beliefs, that you can walk out of this. So first week of April, I'm going to encourage you to question if you're feeling any restriction, any powerlessness, and feeling captive or feeling victim mentality in any way. I'm going to encourage you to question, what is it about my beliefs that I'm believing that I'm a victim, that I'm a captive, that I'm left out, that someone needs to come to my rescue. You could actually walk away from the situation yourself. You can leave those beliefs behind. They're just swords stuck in the ground. As long as you're in them, you're confined by them, but you can walk away from those at any time. So, second week, you have more power than you think. First week of April, challenge beliefs that limit you. Second week, you're going to have a lot more energy, Cancer. This is Page of Wands, so Page of Fire. Just like this page here, which is your young adolescent self, focus on heart matters, what makes you joyful, infatuated, what makes your heart leap. Page of Wands has to do with energy, inspiration, fire, motivation, enthusiasm. This is someone who's very willing and open to take action. He's like, sign me up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to begin. I'm ready to take the course. I'm ready to Page is usually a assistant to a knight or Jack. So he's saying, I want to learn. I want to go for it. I want to begin. This is a lot of energy, a lot of drive, inspiration, motivation, enthusiasm. And pages are all about being open and willing. So you have a lot of energy second week of April to use that for something. And then third week of April, the Peanut Gallery, Three of Cups. Three of Cups in the upright position is friends and family, loved ones, like-minded people, people who are in your field. Maybe it's people who are in your office, or other artists and musicians, or people who are like-minded. Your friends, your family, supportive. This is usually what Three of Cups are about. Celebration, parties. People that you like to spend time with, people that you like to celebrate and engage and socialize with. In the reverse position, I call it the Peanut Gallery. Sometimes it can be gossip. What it can mean is like the hens clucking, or like people talking behind your back, or the haters, or whatever it is, just like petty criticisms. And I'm going to say, don't worry about it. Like when Three of Cups comes in the reverse position, it's like if people are saying stuff, don't even let it roll off your back like a duck. Don't even give it the time of day. This is just meaningless gossip, meaningless criticism. It doesn't mean anything. If these people aren't supporting you, if you have friends or family, or even just critics, this is the critics circle. You don't have to pay attention to any of that. So if you're feeling that third week of April, don't pay it any mind, Cancer. It's just the Peanut Gallery. They're just clucking hens. It doesn't mean anything. And then the fourth week of April, we've got Six of Swords in reverse. If you're trying to recover or heal from something that might be challenging, usually Six of Swords has to do with recovering, with healing, with going from troubled waters to smoother seas to calmer horizons. So it goes from being in a troubled place to a calmer place. And so that has to do with recovery, with healing. And I always point out in this card that there's either you helping someone else helping you, or you helping yourself. So that's a theme of Six of Swords. And sometimes it can mean literal travel, too. It can mean going to a new place. It can mean it figuratively, like going to a calmer place, going to less troubled waters, new horizons. But it can also mean literal travel. With it in the reverse position, you may be having a hard time recovering from something. You may be having a hard time healing from something, or the healing is taking longer, it's in delay. Or that you're unable to travel in the way, there may be difficulties and challenges regarding travel, whether that be literal or figurative. So, see, it looks like there's healing and recovery available to you last week of April, but you may have to do something to get yourself in that boat, or allow that to come through. Again, when a card is in reverse, there's some sort of fear, doubt, or resistance. So see if you can remove that resistance, that fear, or that doubt. Maybe some of you want to travel, but you don't really believe that you can. It's actually showing out for you here. You just have to allow it in. You have to remove any fear, doubt, resistance.